You open your phone just to check one thing: a message, a notification, maybe a meme from your friend. Then, somehow, it's 47 minutes later. You've seen 100 faces, a dozen headlines, and one video of a dog that made you smile. And yet, you remember none of it. It's as if your thumb has its own mind. You're not even choosing to scroll anymore. You're just moving. So, here's the question. If we are the ones holding the phone, why does it feel like something else is holding us? Who is really in control? There is no villain here, no shadowy figure behind the curtain, just us, and the strange pull of an endless feed that feels like both a comfort and a trap. Maybe scrolling isn't about wasting time. Maybe it's about trying to fill a silence we no longer know how to sit with. This video might reveal why we are trapped in this loop, and it has nothing to do with the phone itself. Let's step back. This isn't a video about addiction or algorithms. It's about why our minds were built to love this loop in the first place. We will go beyond dopamine and design into something older, because what the feed gives us, attention, novelty, recognition, aren't new desires. They are ancient ones. Imagine the feed as a mirror made from billions of reflections. Each swipe shows us another piece of the human story. But this mirror doesn't reflect who we are. It reflects what we crave. The promise of the scroll isn't just entertainment. It whispers, you might find something important on the next swipe, something beautiful, or terrifying, or meaningful. And when we don't, we keep going, because the next one might be the one. Wait, could it be that the more we look outward, the less we actually see ourselves? This is the pattern we will explore, the loop between our biology, our attention, and our search for meaning in the noise. And yes, it only gets more complicated from here. In the mid-20th century, a psychologist named Frederick Skinner placed pigeons in a box. They learned to peck a lever to get food. But when the rewards became unpredictable, sometimes food, sometimes nothing, the pigeons pecked obsessively. They couldn't stop. That's us. Every swipe is a lever, every refresh, a chance. Not for food, but for something new. A laugh, a message, a glimpse of someone else's life that feels like a window into something real. The brain releases a small hit of dopamine, not when we get the reward, but when we anticipate it. It's the tension before the reveal that hooks us. So we scroll, chasing that flicker of maybe. We think we are choosing freely, but what we are really choosing is to stay inside the loop. The irony is cruel. The more we chase novelty, the less novelty we actually feel. Because what began as curiosity becomes compulsion, and compulsion, dressed as a choice, feels almost like freedom. And if you think that's unsettling, wait until we look at what happens when the pleasure stops delivering meaning. You close the app. For a second, there is silence. But it's not peace. It's a strange emptiness, like waking up from a vivid dream you can't recall. The pleasure was real. The meaning was not. The philosopher named Seneca once warned that people who rush from one distraction to another are everywhere and nowhere. He didn't have a phone, but he knew the feeling. Scrolling gives us the sensation of being connected to everything: news, friends, beauty, and ideas. Yet somehow, we end up connected to nothing. It's 1,000 tiny stimulations that never add up to satisfaction. We confuse stimulation for meaning, but meaning comes slowly. It needs attention, friction, and patience. The feed offers the opposite: instant access, endless choice, and no friction at all. And so the hunger deepens. Like eating salt when you're thirsty, the more we consume, the more parched we become. Pleasure without purpose always leaves a shadow, a quiet ache that no amount of swiping can silence. The feed promises connection, but in the next section, we will see how it actually mirrors the self in ways that feel both comforting and dangerous. But there is more to the scroll than boredom. We aren't just chasing entertainment, we are chasing ourselves. Every post we share, every photo we like, it's a kind of a mirror. We watch not only others, but also how we appear in their eyes. The psychologist Carl Jung once described the persona, the mask we wear to face the world. Social media didn't invent that mask, it simply made it visible. Each post says, "This is me," even when it isn't. When someone reacts, we feel seen, validated, a flicker of recognition that whispers, "You exist." But there is a cost. In chasing the reflection, we forget the face beneath it. We start performing ourselves, not living ourselves, and the feed rewards it. The algorithm loves predictability. It amplifies the mask we wear most often, but the more we are seen, the less we are known. In chasing reflection, we risk becoming invisible to ourselves. Here is the question that no one asks: who are you when no one is watching? Imagine standing in front of a mirror that doesn't show your face, only how others might see it. You stare, waiting for something real to appear. That's what scrolling can feel like. Presence without intimacy. Connection without closeness. Humans are built for belonging. We've always sought it in tribes, families, communities, stories. But the digital version is thin. It's quick to appear and quicker to fade. Every post, every comment feels like a touch. But touches through glass don't leave warmth behind. We scroll through strangers' joy, anger, beauty, despair, absorbing it all, feeling part of it, yet somehow standing outside it. And maybe that's why it hurts when we finally put the phone down. The silence returns and we realize, for all the noise, we were mostly alone. The mirror connects us to everyone and no one at all. There is another layer to scrolling. Time itself begins to blur. The feed doesn't respect beginnings or endings. Each swipe is a moment, isolated from the one before. In philosophy, thinkers like Heidegger and Kierkegaard warned that a self without memory or anticipation risks dissolving into distraction. That's what the feed does. It flattens narrative. Tragedy, comedy, inspiration, they all arrive as single, context-free moments. You scroll through a news story, a video, a meme. By the next post, the last one is gone, barely remembered. There is no yesterday, no tomorrow, only an endless now. Even our emotions get flattened. Excitement, sorrow, awe, they rise and fall in milliseconds. The mind begins to chase sensation, not story. The tragedy is subtle. In seeking presence in every moment, we lose the sense of life as a journey. The infinite scroll is a river without banks. You float, but there is no current to carry you anywhere. And that brings a strange emotional flatness. The algorithm doesn't care what we feel. It equalizes outrage, humor, beauty and despair, same format, same motion, same engagement hooks. We consume endlessly, but the content merges into a single stream of sensation. Everything becomes background noise. Culturally, it mirrors the world we've created. Constant input, minimal processing. Even deep ideas are compressed into digestible chunks, losing nuance in favor of the scroll. The human heart was not built for endless now. We crave depth, narrative, reflection. Yet the feed delivers only speed. It gives us everything, but nothing in full. And the irony cuts deep. The more we consume, the less content we actually feel inside. Our attention is fragmented, our memory thinned, our wonder muted. Scrolling is both a tool and a trap. That's what we explore next. But before we despair completely, scrolling isn't inherently bad. The curiosity that traps us also builds civilizations. Every invention, every story, every human connection starts with a desire to reach beyond ourselves. Technology didn't invent distraction, it simply perfected it. Maybe the phone isn't the enemy. Maybe it's a mirror showing the eternal hunger inside every human mind for novelty, for recognition, for connection, and for meaning. The tension is ancient, desire that drives creation versus desire that fragments attention. We are both the fire and the tool, the creators of distraction and the distracted. It's complicated because to judge scrolling without reflection is to ignore what it tells us about ourselves. When you step back, a pattern emerges. All the pieces, dopamine, reflection, infinite present, point to the same tension. Attention itself is the battleground. Every swipe is a small trade. Presence for stimulation, being for becoming. We think we're choosing freely, but attention is the currency of the mind. The Stoics recognized this long before phones. They said, you become what you give your attention to. Focus determines character. Neglect it, and life leaks away in fragments. The feed shows us the paradox clearly. It promises connection, novelty, and identity. Yet at the same time, it isolates, flattens, and fragments. We are drawn by the desire, yet drained by it. The closer we lean into the stream, the less of ourselves we retain. The battle isn't external, it's internal. We are both the observer and the observed, the scroller and the scrolled. Think about it. Every scroll is a vote for who you become. Every pause is a choice for who you are. Let's return to the opening question. Who is actually holding the phone? After everything, the answer isn't simple. The phone is not the master. It's a mirror. The one pulling the thumb, chasing novelty and scanning for likes, that's us. It's the self that fears stillness, the self that craves validation, distraction, and reflection. Every post is a wave, and we are the ocean's swimmer, or maybe just the current itself. We move, we react, we get swept along. But the key isn't guilt, it's awareness. Even noticing the loop changes the nature of it. Ask yourself, are you scrolling, Or is the scroll shaping you? The phone isn't outside us, it's inside. It reflects the hunger we've carried for millennia, the same hunger that built fire, language, and art. The ocean we swim in isn't virtual, it's emotional, timeless, and completely unavoidable. And finally, imagine the infinite scroll as an ocean. Each post is a wave, arriving, cresting, disappearing. Some carry joy, some sorrow, and some nothing at all. The line between swimmer and current fades. We are part of it, but we are not in control. The ocean moves whether we participate or not, and maybe that's the truth we've been chasing. We can't stop scrolling because we are searching for something the screen can't give back. Something unending, something deep, something real. The feed is endless, and so is the part of us that reaches for it.